Hey guys, what's up? It's Carson, and this is the start of my Planning My April NaNoWriMo project vlog. So I did tell you a little bit about the project that I'm going to be working on in April, which is a new adult college romance, but I'm going to give you a little bit more info right now before I actually jump into plotting it in the next coming weeks. I have decided to set it at the college that I personally went to, so it's going to be set at UConn because that's what I know and that's what I want to write about. I'm feeling very nostalgic for my college recently because life kind of sucks right now and I wish I could go back, even though I didn't really like being there when I was there. And also my sister is looking at colleges, and my college is one of the colleges she's looking at, and so we've been talking about it recently, and it just makes me very nostalgic to go back. So I will be going back metaphorically through this novel. I have my main characters' names pick out, but I don't really have any personality traits for them other than I know sort of what they each want to do. So my main boy character, my male lead, is Finn, and Finn is a math major. So I haven't decided what in math he's going to be doing, but he's a big problem solver. He ends up losing himself in his work a lot. He's very focused and analytical, and he likes it that way. And my female lead, her name is Betty, and Betty wants to be an archivist. She wants to work with old documents and preservation of old documents. That's where her passion lies. So I'm very excited to start working with them. Betty is also going to be doing a nature writing, creative writing class that she's really struggling with because it's asking her to step outside of her comfort zone. And the reason why I have her in a nature writing class is because I really want to incorporate stars. It's been something that has been on my mind a lot, maybe because I'm rereading the ACOTAR series and all of the stars and the night court and everything like that, but also because my favorite constellation is Orion, and where I live, Orion's belt is only here, like visible in our night sky, from November to February. So February just ended and he's gonna be gone soon, and I've always felt a connection to Orion's belt. It always reminds me of my grandfather, and I remember seeing it on campus, and it was just awesome seeing the stars, because UConn is kind of in the middle of nowhere and we have a lot of farmland, so there's not as much light pollution as in bigger cities. So I just really wanted to incorporate that part of the university in this book, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to make a list of places on the campus that I want them to go, and think up some conflicts for them to experience. I don't even have their meet cute thought out yet, so I'm really excited about this story. I think it's going to be fun, and I think I'm going to have fun writing it. I already have fun just thinking about it and planning for it. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an introduction to what the story is as of right now, and we are going to be working on it soon, this week for sure. Hello boys and girls, I am making some toast with a jam, which I think is done. And I wanted to talk to you guys about my new nano project. So I know I introduced it a little bit before, but today we're actually going to work on creating a sort of plot for this story. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and then I keep putting it off, and I don't really know why I'm putting it off. So today I decided I'm just gonna do it. We're just gonna work on it, see what's going on. What I think I'm going to start with is just taking out index cards and writing on them scenes that I know I want to happen in the story, and I can write on the back like where approximately I think those are going to happen. So then I'll have a stack of things that I'm pretty sure will happen in the story, and approximately where I think they're gonna happen, if I think it's like toward the middle or the beginning or when the characters first meet each other, because really we're centering this around their romance. So yeah, I'm gonna start with that, and then once I have those done, like the scenes that I know for sure I want in the novel, I can fill in the rest of the space with everything else, you know. I'm excited to start working on this project. I really want to keep the scenes to a minimum, which is kind of the opposite of what I normally do as a writer. I'm a huge overwriter. I tend to have very, very long drafts. Like my first book, my first draft was 150,000 words, and now my second book, which I'm attempting to finish this weekend, is at 140,000 words right now, and there's still 7 or 8 chapters left. So yeah, I write big books. I tend to just really overwrite my books, and I really don't want to do that with this one. I want to underwrite it. I want to have a lot of room to play when I go back to edit it, rather than having all of these words that then aren't right and I'm gonna have to rewrite or remove. I'd rather have like the scenes that I love, that I know for sure I want to be in the story, that I'm pretty sure are gonna last multiple drafts, write those, and then even if I have blank spaces in the middle that aren't filled in, like I would rather write the story, have a good grasp on the story, and then fill those in later, rather than like struggle through filling them in while I'm trying to do nano and have them not be good anyway and not keep them anyway. Does that make sense? I would say I'm gonna make my bed, but I'm not, because it's already like 4 o'clock, so what's the point in making my bed? I'm gonna put you down for a second, clean up for a second, and then do probably some B-roll of me actually making these index cards. So I'm sitting on my bed, which is where I do my best work, personally. And I wanted to show you, because I started these and then I never showed them on camera. I started doing character pages, kind of like a mind map of the different characters. So my female lead is Betty, and then my male lead is Finn. And I haven't done Finn's, obviously. His is still totally blank, but I have started Betty's. However, I'm not going to continue those right now. I'm going to put those aside and maybe work on them later today, but I'm really feeling like I want to start on the plot. So I have a clipboard here that I'm going to use for my post-it notes, and on the post-it notes I'm going to put ideas that aren't fully fledged like scene ideas, but are just things that I want to make sure are mentioned in the story. Like I really want to mention Perseverance, the new Mars rover. I want to make sure that I mention that because like astronomy plays a big part in this novel, but I don't have like a scene in mind for it yet, so I'm gonna put those on index cards and stick them to the clipboard, or on post-it notes, I'm sorry. And then I have plain index cards, so these are just white on both sides, and those are what I'm going to be using to put the scene ideas that I have already like fully fledged out in my mind. So I will put those on these index cards and eventually arrange them into a sort of skeleton plot. I also wanted to talk about what my goals are for this video, because I never said that, but I have checking my list on my clipboard. I have 5 things that I want to do in this video. I want to create a scene skeleton for the story. I want to get my Scrivener document all set up. I want to finish those character sheets and do a couple more character exercises with Betty and Finn so I really know what's going on with them, and also probably develop some secondary characters as well and have a good grasp on them. I would like to show you guys and work on my Pinterest boards more. I do have Pinterest boards for this story for Betty and Finn, and I will leave them linked down below if you have any interest in looking at them. There's not that many pictures of them. So I want to add more to that board and kind of give it more of the vibes that I'm looking for this first book. and then do a playlist on Spotify because I love writing to music. I can't write without music. Like I just always have sounds on in the background, whether that's instrumental music or music with words, either way. So those are the 5 things that I want to get done, 5, so you can see my thumb, 5 things I want to get done in this video, and I have been rambling a lot already. So we're just gonna start doing the scene stuff, and I will come back to you when I have something a little bit more fledged out already planned. I wanted to update. I now have the first third of the book planned out, and I'm putting him on index cards and giving each character, so Betty and Finn, alternate chapters. So I'm doing the 27 plot point plan, which is how I always plan out my novels. It's what works for me, and so I'm going to do all 27 of them. So there's going to be 54 scenes, chapters, plot points that we're gonna hit. I already have the first third of the book planned out, and I'm loving it. I'm giving myself plenty of space on the index cards so that I can go back in with my purple pen and put more details as I think of them, and also add in, I want to look at some of my craft books and also just some information online, because I've never written a romance heavy story before. My first novel, Valor, has romance in it. There's a lot of different partners, but it's a very YA romance. Even now as I'm rewriting it, that's a part that I'm going to change, make it a little bit more, but it's more like new adult. And then my second novel is definitely an adult novel, but there's no romance in that either. There's one potential couple, but they don't really get together until the end of the story. Like, I'm writing the last 8 chapters and there is nothing romantic that has happened at all. It's like you get the hint that maybe something's gonna go on with those 2 characters, but nothing happens. So I love romance. I love reading romance novels. That's why I want to write this story, but I've never written them. So I'm going to go through some of my craft books and some information online and make sure that I'm hitting all of those romance beats that people are expecting from a romance story, and use my purple pen to add those onto my index cards. Once my index cards are done, so probably once I go through that step, I will move them all into Scrivener and set up a Scrivener document for this story so that I don't have to go back in and put things in. Like I said in my nano tips video, it'll all be in one place and I can look at that when I need to look at it, but I will also have the physical index cards to pull out if I need a reminder of what I loved about the story and what was exciting me. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna keep going. It's almost 5:30, so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have to just like solely dedicate to working on this, but I am going to keep going as long as I can and hopefully get the second act planned out. If not, start the third act. So, hey guys. So I am going to take some time now. It's Monday the 22nd, and I almost have the plot done for my story. It definitely does need some reworking because I'm already like, I'm going through it. I love it. I love my characters. I love what's going on, but I can tell that there are some things that are really repetitive already, and that's like not really what I want. So I might be going through and either changing some scenes or just getting rid of some scenes altogether. I'm not really sure. But right now I'm going to spend about a half hour going through Save the Cat Writes a Novel and The Anatomy of Story, and also just some internet articles. If I find anything good, I'll leave it linked down below. But I'm going to be doing some reading on romance tropes and romance stories and how to write those, like specific beats I should really be hitting or things that tend to pop up a lot in romance stories, because like I said, I haven't written a straight romance ever. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research on that, and hopefully that helps me finish out my skeleton outline and my plot and like really solidify that for me. I'm gonna try to finish that tonight. So yeah, those will be done soon, and then the rest of this week I'll work on like my playlist, putting it in Scrivener, showing you my Pinterest boards, things like that, to really finish off my prep before April gets here and Nano is actually upon us. Okay, so I did do some Googling and looking online, and I really honestly couldn't find anything that was useful, but I went through Save the Cat Writes a Novel, and I also went through The Anatomy of Story. And for Save the Cat Writes a Novel, basically what I wrote down was just to go through that plot, the 15 beats, and use it in my index cards to just really make sure I'm hitting all of those right. And then Anatomy of Story did help me a little bit with talking about, I said I felt like some of my scenes were seeming repetitive, and Anatomy of Story, John Truby really highlighted the fact that like there should be a reveal and then a change of pace. Like every time there's a scene that's sort of repetitive, like they should be trying to get to their goal in a different way. They should be learning new information and trying it a new way. So I did write like some scene ideas I had as I was going through that down, which is awesome. So yeah, I did learn a little bit of information from there, and I do think it's going to help me finish out the scene cards, and then I might just leave the cards how they are tonight, and then tomorrow or whenever, when I start putting it in Scrivener, then I can start kind of tweaking those a little bit and giving myself more information in the plan before I actually start writing, so that I know sort of what's going on. And again, I'm doing this as a way to keep myself on track for NaNoWriMo, not because I think that this book has to be the most geniusly plotted out book ever. Honestly, I think that what I'm going to do is do less plotting, kind of go through, make sure that all my scenes are different, but I might try to do like a 3 or 5 word challenge and just write a few words on each card in Scrivener, like Betty meets Finn, first kiss, stargazing, like just give myself little hints as to what it's supposed to be and let myself come up with it on the way, because this is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a project that's not as like stressful for NaNoWriMo. So yeah, that's the plan. But I did do that today, and later tonight I will work on my index cards, so I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, so I'm pretty sure I told you, but I finished all of my index cards for this new book, and I have decided that we're going to do a little fun computer time today and work on my Spotify playlist and also show you what my Pinterest board looks like. So I have been putting things on my Pinterest board, but it's not like complete by any means, and it's also not going to be complete. Actually, I'm hoping to go to my university this weekend with my boyfriend. It's where we met. It's where he asked me to be his girlfriend. We spent, well, he spent 3.5 years there. I spent 4 years there, so we both have some nostalgia attached to it. So we're gonna go this weekend and just walk around because it's supposed to be nice. So I'm going to take some pictures and maybe a little video clip to show you guys some of the main places in my novel that are important. Like the library is important, the Dodd Center, which is like a research area, an archive area, the dorm that my main character, that Betty, lives in. Yeah, so we're gonna go there and I'm gonna include that. But so for right now, I'm going to try to screen record my laptop and show you a little bit about how I put together like playlists and also what my Pinterest board looks like. So this is a new playlist and I'm gonna call it Betty and Finn. I don't actually have a name for their story yet, so we're gonna just call it Betty and Finn. And there are definitely some songs I know I want to have on there. I found Rin Weaver on TikTok, so I'm sure some other people have as well, but I do want new constellations on there. I'm also gonna put Age of Man by Greta Van Fleet. I love Greta Van Fleet. If you've never listened to them, maybe try them. You might not enjoy them though, because they're kind of a rock band. They are a rock band, but like they have a lot of folk indie undertones, which I personally enjoy, and I really like Age of Man. Let's put Betty on there. Why not? It works with the title. I'm getting distracted now already. I've only put 3 songs on there. My goal is to have like 10 to 15 songs. I actually personally enjoy when songs repeat on a playlist. I know that not everybody does, but that's something that I like because I don't know, I end up associating those songs with the story feeling. Can I not see them? There. We're looking for Unconditional by Freya Ridings. I'll add that in there. Can we search? Yeah, let's just look at Vance Joy. I love Vance Joy, and a lot of his songs I feel like fit this story. I also want, oh my god, I can't even think of that song that I'm looking for. Not I'm With You. Oh, this isn't even related at all. But Holding Out by the Lumineers is going to go on there. What else? I love Maisie Peters. Again, we're kind of like, other than the Greta Van Fleet song, we're sort of going for soft indie folk alternative. Maybe John Hughes Movie. Definitely listen to John Hughes Movie if you haven't and you like any of the artists that I'm putting on this playlist, because it's a great song. I've never put let's add John Hughes Movie. I've never put songs on a playlist like this. Normally I already know what songs I want on my playlists, so I don't have to actually search for them. But we're kind of trying to think of like things that have the vibe that I'm looking for. Actually, let's go to, this is a playlist I made for my boyfriend, who, if you haven't met him or know anything about him, you can go to the last video that I filmed. But yeah, let's look in here. Ooh, I'm gonna put 13 on there. How do I do that? Add to a playlist, Betty and Finn. If you've seen Stargirl, this song is in Stargirl on Disney. Oh, this is gonna go on there. All I've Ever Known, but this is the Evan Hollins and Peter Hollins version, but it's from the show Hadestown. I just happen to have a soft spot in my heart for their particular version. Okay, I'm going to go put more songs on this playlist. I'm going to finish the playlist, and then I will be back and we'll go through my Pinterest board next. Okay guys, so I think I've finished it for now. I have Greta Van Fleet on there, only one Taylor Swift, a couple of Maisie Peters songs, which again, if you haven't listened to her, I would recommend doing it. The Lumineers features pretty heavily, some Maggie Rogers, and then there's a couple, two violin songs. So yeah, I am excited to have this, and I'm excited to use it to write. And now we're gonna go over to my Pinterest board. As you can see from my homepage, my Pinterest is just it's random. So here's what I have so far. Not a lot, I'll be honest, but that's okay. Betty, these are the inspo pictures for Betty. She is, I don't know, like I haven't found a lot of pictures that I like to describe Betty, but this is the best picture that I have that, like, look, her hair, I picked the other picture of her hair with the hairband mark because I feel like that's so Betty. That's kind of specific and weird, but yeah, it fits her. And then Finn, I had such a hard time finding what Finn looked like, but I have a couple of pictures of Henry Cavill here, which if you're on TikTok or you're on Book Talk, you know that Henry Cavill, people are obsessed with him. But I don't know, these pictures, just I saw one of them and it really fit the vibe that I'm going for Finn. Obviously Finn is younger than Henry Cavill is in these pictures, but still it fits who Finn is. And then we have some pictures of Yukon here. I definitely want to get more pictures of Yukon, and I'm gonna take pictures and put them on my Pinterest board when I go, so that I have more specific pictures of like the places that they're going to go. But these definitely have the vibe that I'm looking for Yukon. Yeah, I don't know, it makes me happy just looking at them. Is that crazy? And then I have some random pictures saved down here, like some stars and a cow. Yukon has a lot of cows. If you don't know anything about Yukon, we have a dairy farm and a lot of cows, and a white bed, because I feel like Betty would have a white bed. I personally like having a white bed, just like a white comforter and white pillowcases, white everything, because I don't know, it feels clean to me. And then some random pictures of girls and guys for potential other characters. And like, listen, this is not a serious book. This is me writing exactly what I want to write for funsies. So I have some random things in here, and that's totally cool. And so then for other girls, I have some pictures of people that I feel like would make good secondary characters, and potential like main characters in different stories. So this one girl, Imogen Poots, I've never seen her in anything, but all of a sudden I just have like tons of photos of her in my Pinterest boards. So she is definitely going to be one of the characters, if not in this story, then in another story. But Betty does have a friend on her floor, and I'm considering making it this girl. And then this girl, I don't know if it's the same person right down here, but like, I'm in love with everything that's going on there. The blue eyes, the freckles, the like reddish blonde hair, the braids, like everything in those two pictures. So I think she'll be a character as well. So I kind of have two other female characters that I'm sort of working on in that big random board. Then for other guys, really, it's random. It's super random. I haven't found anything that I'm seriously in love with. I think, so Finn has an older brother, and I'm a New Englander, and I love the Patriots, and I love Julian Edelman. I just love him. Like, my boyfriend loves him too. He plays on the Patriots. So I'm thinking about having Julian Edelman be like the picture inspo for Finn's older brother. And like, he's just so cute. Come on, how can you not think Julian Edelman is cute? He's freaking adorable. So anyway, yeah, that's my Pinterest board. I tend to do more low-key Pinterest boards. We can actually pop over to my Valor Pinterest board. So this is for my historical fiction novel, both of them, Valor and Might. And I basically have a board for every character. And then I have like some random boards for other things that are helpful, like my second book, Might. This is my main character, Hemming, inspiration for him. And my first book, Valor, Ira is the main character, which like, she again has many random photo inspirations, kind of like Betty. She really lives only in my head. I've never found an image for Ira that really fits what I'm going for her. But this is just an example of how some of my Pinterest boards get built up while I'm writing and throughout the process, to where I have like a good amount of pictures for everybody, and it's more filled out than what I have for my college romance boards right now. But yeah, that's my Pinterest, and that's my Spotify playlist. So those are two things I can check off of the list to get done for this college romance book so far. Guys, I'm so excited to write. It's getting so close. I mean, what is it? It's the 26th, so it's getting so close. I think I'm going to actually set up my Scrivener as well now and get that out of the way and done with. And then maybe I'll show you that too if you guys care. It's really basic. I don't go crazy with Scrivener and setting things up all weird and wonky and stuff. But maybe I'll actually put that in now too, because I just want to keep working on this project because I'm so excited about it. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you what my Scrivener document looks like right now. It's not done, but I have been working on it for a little bit, and I have put in all the chapters. So there's going to be 27 chapters. I don't know that there's actually going to be 27 chapters, but I have 27 scenes for each character. So as you can see in each chapter, this is chapter 1, there's a scene for Betty and a scene for Finn, and Betty is purple and Finn is blue. In terms of the labeling, I have also put this star image as my background for the corkboard for the chapters, as well as for the whole novel, and that will also be my background when I go into composition mode. I will have the stars in the back. So that's pretty much what I have all set up, and now I'm going through each of the chapters and inserting the index cards, basically the like hint to let me know what's going on with the project. My Scrivener really isn't super detailed. I don't use a whole lot of the functions. I like to keep it simple. It keeps me on track. It keeps everything organized. And yes, I have considered writing in Google Docs or just writing it all in one document, because that is easier occasionally to just like write it all down and not worry about where you're saving it or any divisions, because then you don't have to like exit out of one document, go into another document every time you're switching scenes. But at the same time, for me as an overwriter, I've just found Scrivener to be invaluable because it keeps my stuff organized when I'm not organized, so I can go back and find things that I'm looking for. And I can't tell you how many times, especially writing, because I write historical fiction primarily, when I'm writing my historical fictions, I have to go back and look at different character threads, the things that I'm calling certain characters in the languages that I'm using, in the worlds that I'm, or not the worlds, but like the countries that I'm in, the kingdoms that I'm in. So it comes in handy to have it already pre-organized, and since I'm already doing all of this prior to NaNoWriMo, I think it'll be just like smooth sailing once I am actually working on this project to just go into the next folder, and at the end have it all organized nicely for myself. So yeah, I'm going to finish inputting these, and then maybe this weekend we'll talk about some of my characters, and then I'll be set to start NaNoWriMo. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to write a new project. It's been a while, so yeah. Congratulations. If you made it to the end of this video, then you are probably a super fan. I don't even know if I would have made it to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I hope you liked, I hope you liked having an inside look at how I planned this NaNoWriMo project and the work that I put in March to make my April a little bit easier. Let me know how you guys prepped for NaNoWriMo down below. Or do you not prep at all and just go into it blind? I think that I would love to do that, to just like free write the whole thing, but it wouldn't work because I wouldn't go anywhere, because I've tried that before and it doesn't work out for me. So yeah, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with my vlog that shows the end of writing my second novel, Might. Bye!